Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now May 7th of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm, and exactly how both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are really going to handle the future of this massive franchise that all started by George Lucas back in 1977. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing that we do know is that Disney has over 10 years worth of Star Wars projects in the early development phase for Disney Plus alone. This of course counts animated TV series and live-action TV shows that are all going to be introduced on Disney Plus. This is essentially going to be their platform to introduce a library's worth of Star Wars content. Now, not just that, we also have the new universe, generally speaking, that's going to be very important because Bob Chapek wants to make the new SWU, if you will, to be as successful, if not more successful, than the MCU, also known as the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I think is going to be a very hard task to really complete. Is it possible? Absolutely. Is it going to be a difficult process? Once again, for sure. So when we look at everything related to Star Wars, that's their main focus. They want to focus on Disney Plus, and they want to also focus on the new Star Wars films and how they can really do a lot better before than the past of what they did with the sequel trilogy and some of the spin-off films like Solo and Rogue One. So, with that being said, of course, what's really intriguing all has to do with the major retcons that are coming our way for the new Star Wars universe that's going to involve many of the main characters like Luke, Leia, Ben Solo, and so on and so forth, where, of course, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films as well as the new Star Wars universe. Now, it's explained that both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are currently hard at work on developing a brand new Star Wars universe that will grow to be far larger than the old expanded universe from the 1990s and the early 2000s. Now, it's noted that currently both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are initiating many retcons to be made to the new Star Wars universe that will be a major impact on many of the main characters of the Star Wars franchise, where it's noted that one of the major retcons that has to do with the characters of Luke Skywalker, where it's noted that Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and George Lucas will be in full control over this new retcon that will be applied to the new Star Wars universe. It's explained that they are developing a story that will retell Leia's Jedi training through Luke in between the events of Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. What is established by J.J. Abrams is that Leia ended her Jedi training on the world of Endor once she sensed a vision of the death of her son Ben Solo and wanted to pursue a different path. However, Disney is making a major retcon that her Jedi training with Luke Skywalker did not end there, and that both Luke and Leia teamed up against a new foe sometime after her supposed last day of training, and that Luke Skywalker sensed this new foe and gave Leia extra Jedi training before they fought the new dark side warrior that will be introduced in the new canon material sometime in 2021 next year. This is said to be Dave, John, and George's attempt at making Luke the proper Jedi Master he needs to be, and to also make Leia a literal Jedi where she actually fought a dark side warrior and had more training even after the flashback that was seen in The Rise of Skywalker that was said to be her last day of her training on Endor. Now, this major retcon is set to also introduce and involve Leia becoming a part of Luke's Jedi training temple, at least some part in history in her older years, temporarily before she moves back to politics, which would then take place sometime before Ben Solo's turn to the dark side of the Force. This is said to play a major role as to why Leia is strong through the ways of the Force, where not just that, but also Leia's lightsaber seen in Episode 9 is now going to be retconned by Luke Skywalker actually discovering the saber and making it for Leia that dates back to the age of the Old Republic era that Luke found in the Outer Rim territory, where another retcon that Lucasfilm will establish is that both, of course, Luke Skywalker's Force Ghost and Leia's Life Force, who caused the Force vision of Han Solo to be seen by Ben Solo in Episode 9. So, the thing that really stands out to me the most here is the fact that they're going to be picking up on Leia's Jedi training. Now, in canon, right now, her last day of training was seen in the actual movie. That's going to be rewritten essentially and pretty much erased, where she's going to have more Jedi training where both Luke and Leia actually fought a new dark side warrior. Now, in the canon right now, Leia never really fought anybody as a Jedi. That's exactly what they will be retconning, is that Luke Skywalker really, pretty much engaged in more Jedi training with Leia, and even introduced her to his own Jedi training temple, where they both actually fought a dark side warrior. This is actually said to be a major retcon for both Luke and Leia, that's going to be more true to the old expanded universe, which I could definitely respect. It does show us that Disney is trying to undo certain aspects of the Rise of Skywalker in the books, novels, comics, and more. So hopefully this will resonate with Star Wars fans. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again. No.